Sawadee Krap ผมชื่อ Thorsten แล้วก็ผมเป็นช่างภาพที่ Cinnamon Studio ที่กรุงเทพ Welcome to Cinnamon Studio's photography channel. My name is Thorsten and I'm the principal photographer at Cinnamon Studio here in Bangkok. Today I want to talk about watch photography. So we are jumping into a high-end product / tabletop photo shoot subject today. For this shot, we selected 4 luxury watches. We have 2 Omega Seamasters, we have a Patek Philippe Aquanaut, and we have a Panerai Luminix. Always put the watch on 10:10. The reason for that is mainly aesthetics. But another reason also is that if you have the hands of the watch on 10:10, that means the brand of the watch, which is usually always below the 12, will clearly be visible. For this shot, we are using our trusty Nikon D5 with a 105 f2.8 macro lens. It's a great tool for any kind of product shot. Let's talk a little bit about depth of field. Obviously, in every image you take, the depth of field or where you choose your focus is important. It's even more so important when it comes to watch or jewelry photography or any kind of product photography for that sense. So in watch photography, you want to make sure that at least the brand of the watch is very well in focus. That doesn't mean that the entire image has to be in focus. Actually, on the contrary, if the entire image is in focus, it might take the attention of the viewer away from the watch itself. So the trick is to strike the right balance between areas which are in focus and which are out of focus. For this photo shoot, I decided to use some props for our watches. So I have some sand, I got some seashells, I got some rocks and pebbles, I got some pearls, and I got some silk material. You can find all these things on Shopee or Lazada. For the Seamaster of the Blue Star, we wanted to create a beach-like environment. And for that, we have a 1 meter by 1 meter square acrylic box here in the studio. That box can be filled up with water. For the light, we are using the softbox. We are using our focus with spotlight. We have one light from underneath to give us a little bit of a catch light. And then we're using 2 mirrors to reflect the lights back on the watch. So let's try and take a shot of it. When it comes to lighting for this kind of shots, I like to use a softbox as my main light. And then I add more lights as I go along. For this kind of image, for example, I like to use a focus with spotlight to concentrate the light on a small section of the image. For our focus with spotlight, we have several slides which filters the light through, so I can choose what kind of light I would like to have on certain parts of my image. Okay, now we start with the Panerai. We put our Panerai on our pedestal. You see there's a little bit of light around here. It's coming from our focus with spotlight. To get the light here again, I'm using these small mirrors, it's makeup mirrors, and these makeup mirrors can reflect the light back on the watch. So you see this like from here to here, and we have a much better light on the watch. So now the watch is not really in the perfect position. So what I'm using for that, I'm having this thing called Bluetech. You can place this basically underneath the watch. So I can put it here, though, like this. You see it here. Then I lift the watch up a little bit and put it a little bit more into the light. This is exactly the angle I want now. Since this is a lady's watch, I decided to add some pearls to it. And there we go. That's a perfect picture. When we're shooting jewelry or when we're shooting watches, we always wear gloves. It's the same gloves as what they wear in jewelry shops. The reason for that is simple, because you always have a little bit of grease on your fingertips, and that grease will show on your subject. Another thing what you can use as well is dust off. So every time before you take a picture of a watch, you just quickly make sure that all the dust is off. Reflections can be a little bit of a headache when it comes to watch photography, because you have all these shiny surfaces which can reflect your entire studio. You can either use white foam boards to get these reflections out, or a black flag, just anything which takes the reflection of the entire studio out of your watch. For our second Seamaster, we keep on with our beach scene, except this time instead of using the pebbles, we are using sand and seashells because it goes better with the color of the bezel of the watch. So I'm happy with my light now. I have the focus spotlight, which is going onto the mirror and then getting reflected back on our watch. And as an overall light, I have a softbox above it. Let's take a shot and see how this comes out. In all these photo shoots, we have a few little helpers. So for example, one thing would be fishing yarn. If I need to hang something up, this stuff is pretty much invisible or at least easy to Photoshop out afterwards. Well, this is a setup for our last watch, for the Patek Philippe. For light, again, I have my focus spotlight, I have a softbox from the top, and I'm having these two makeup mirrors to reflect the light back onto our watch. For this watch, I decided to use no props. So we're just using our acrylic plate, which gives me a nice reflection of the watch itself. And I put the watch on a black PVC sheet. So let's take a shot and see how this comes out. Focus, and there you go. Cool. Thank you very much for watching our episode about watch photography. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. We'll have much more content about studio photography and also about photography on location in this channel in the near future. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Sawadee krap.